How's it going, everyone? It's Milwaukee coming back at you once again, and today we're going to be discussing Red Lanterns, Second Prophecy by Peter Milligan with art by Miguel Sepulveda. Let's get into it. Red Lanterns number 0, Atrocitus recounts his time as a member of the Five Inversions. Red Lanterns number 13, Atrocitus and his Red Lanterns come to the aid of someone experiencing great rage only to be encountered by the Third Army. Red Lanterns number 14, Atrocitus tasks newly minted Red Lantern Rancor to go back to Earth and kill the guy who killed his grandfather so that Rancor could truly become a Red Lantern. Red Lanterns number 15, Atrocitus digs up the Manhunters who slaughtered his family and his whole star system so he could utilize them against the Guardians of the Universe. Red Lanterns issue 16, Rancor succeeds on his mission and he kills the man responsible for his grandfather's death, but it wasn't in a way that you'd expect, and Atrocitus performs blood magic, getting the Manhunters to do his will. Red Lanterns number 17, Atrocitus heads to Multus, where he is confronted by Volthoom, the First Lantern. Red Lanterns number 18, Volthoom gives Atrocitus the life that he always wanted, a life with his family. Red Lanterns number 19, Atrocitus finally feels emotions once again, and he and the rest of the Red Lanterns, they head to Oa in preparation for the final battle. Red Lantern number 20, the Red Lantern Corps reunites under Atrocitus, and they're more determined than ever before. As far as my thoughts on the volume, the only really positives I could give it are the Rancor storylines. The first human Red Lantern, he's tasked by Atrocitus to go back to Earth to kill the guy that killed his grandfather, and he's accompanied by Bleez. And while they're there, Bleez, she offers him sex because she wants some of his DNA because she thinks his DNA is the key to making the construct. Because if you recall, Rancor is the only Red Lantern that can make constructs like the Green Lanterns. But of course, he turns her down, and she's not pleased. But as he continues to stay on Earth, he comes across this woman who's being assaulted, by her boyfriend. So he steps in, and then she falls for him. But of course, he's Rancor, so he's all burnt up and stuff. So he creates a construct over himself of this real Chad-like figure, and she falls for him. And so there's this whole romantic storyline going on here with Rancor while Atrocitus is away doing whatever boring stuff he's doing this volume. And it was the most interesting part of the book. And of course, Bleez ends up ruining the relationship for Rancor because she was, turned down by Rancor and she was upset about it. So that was like the most enjoyable part of the book here. Other than that, this book was also bogged down by the two events going on here throughout the Green Lantern titles. You got Rise of the Third Army, Wrath of the First Lantern. Both of them run right into each other. And this volume contains all the Red Lantern issues that are intertwined. So you don't really get a whole story here. It's, same old shit. The Red Lanterns, they're weak. They don't know why, their lantern is not, providing them enough power. Then they run into the Third Army randomly while they go answer the call of rage on some other planet, and then they try to come up with a way to defeat them, but of course they're weak. And Atrocitus, he has all these self-doubts. Then of course, we get the whole new origin story here with Atrocitus being a member of the Five Inversions, and of course over the course of the volume we learned that the reason that the Red Lanterns are so weak is because the Five Inversions, they're buried underground and they're still alive, and they're siphoning all the power from the power battery. And at the end of the book, they're discovered and they just run away. Just much ado about nothing there. And, while I'm on the subject, this book desperately needs a new direction. And I know here with issue 20, the Red Lanterns, they reunite once again under Atrocitus, and they're more determined than ever. But we're halfway through the series here. The series is going to end at issue 40. And I think with the ending of the Geoff Johns era here, it's going to be all new creative teams on all the books. So I'm hoping that, Red Lanterns picks up. I don't really have high hopes for it though, because outside of Rancor being like the first human lantern, like what else is there to do? These are just rage-fueled monsters that just rage out. It's not very interesting. It started off strong with Atrocitus, his psychology background, but then it just devolved into all this infighting and then civil wars, but not really. Because even here, Bleed, she wanted, Rancor's blood so she could have the constructs, so she could one up Atrocitus. But when she, at the end of the book, she, continues to serve Atrocitus when she could have challenged him right there. And it's just the same stuff over and over again. Nothing ever changes. Hopefully, going into this new era, things will change and the book will pick up. I know we're going to get that Supergirl crossover that I've been waiting for since day one. So we'll see what happens. But with all that being said, I'm going to go ahead and give Red Lantern's Second Prophecy a 3 out of 5. It was hampered by the events. You don't really get a complete story here. The most interesting stuff is the Rancor stuff. But again, your mileage may vary on that. Until next time, see you there.